Like I have one that's Afro Samurai that's just spectacular. The guy just is amazing. Another one I have is a playthrough of Sifu on master level without without being hit. I think was one of them, or without losing any hit points.
I
But one of
like
them was just master level, and it's like a style out. What's
I
up?
like how I'm live streaming, talking to you, and playing a video game.
Whoa.
But you need to get into the SCP.
I don't really care
Look,
about
your
the lore
car.
part of it, but the game looked really fun. I mean, obviously, I would have to
Radio
understand how
check.
each mob works in the game. So, what? Yes,
10-2.
9.
but whether I like it or not, I would have to have some knowledge of the game in order to play it properly. I understand that. Like, you can push the one over, and then you're good.
You mess
It's
with
not
your
even a threat
ET.
at that point. So, you know. Other than that, other than needing to know how to beat each one, and that only happens.
Med
You
sitting
only need to
here
play
out
through the
front of
game
the
once to know
hospital,
that.
AFK. So.
Even if you know nothing about the mobs. Get frustrated, you look it up on YouTube, you know how it's beat. If you can't intuit it.
Go ahead.
That's it. I'm
You
just
mess with your-
saying, if the game isn't designed in such a way that it'll lead you to know what the weaknesses are, then you look it up on YouTube, right? You find out what the weakness of the mob is, and you're done. You don't,
Yeah, but
unless you have a terrible
most
memory.
of the SCPs, like,
Weaknesses,
yeah,
specifically.
Feeling, I'll be waiting out here. You can put him in my car.
Yeah, copy.
Well, that really screws that pooch, doesn't it? Well, anyway, it was a good looking FPS. I mean, for that part of it. So I'm interested in graphic showcases all the time. It's not the top of anything I've seen, but it looked pretty good. Like I like some of my son's games, like Arch Band and all that
yeah,
stuff.
blue, super, up, okay. Going towards the gas station. Sorry, Yuppie.
Nope, that's it. Some of the games I have just because they look good. Like at one time, the best looking games ever were always when it came out to the new year, the new seasons of releases. NFL and FIFA. Those were always the best looking games. Unless there was an NHL title. Periodically, those had about. They all use pretty much the same engines when talking about EA. So for a while with the PC, the best you were ever going to see for that season for a while, unless some other developer came out with some stuff that you've never seen, was going to be from the sports games, from FIFA, from the NHL games, and from NFL games.
He got spiked.
Sometimes the basketball games would get effects, like sweat. But that's it.
Suspect now in a turquoise Porsche.
Dude, it's so irritating, these mooches. They're hanging out, walking over my silver, and just skimming off me, being bottom feeders. Because after 3 minutes, they can pick my stuff up if I don't pick it up. So they're just walking in my farm area and just casually, like that, you just pick one up. Just casually seeing if they can take my money.
What's the 1020?
It's like, come on, dude.
Lost eyes. I've lost eyes.
That's 1020.
Ferris wheel headed past mansion.
Anyway, I'm just going to, every now and then I walk around manually with the controller. I'm reaching over where I have it sitting with a weight on it, and I can just manually make him walk around and pick up and skin things, and then I don't get pissed off. Otherwise, I just walk away and people do it all day, and I don't care. I get the same thing. I'm getting kills. That's the important part.
Someone gave me a heart.
Because I'm overburdened. Well, that and it's trying to attack while and
You're
loot.
over.
There we go. If I get within where it says press RT to loot, then I can just let go of the controller. It'll automatically walk me to it. And if it like that finds that guy in range of the screen, but not range of my bow, then it'll move up closer to auto attack him.
You see, Yobi,
So,
though
you know, it's a bot.
you're very interested in those mysterious things. I don't see why you would. I see.
Yeah, I guess I'm more interested in manipulating
Yo, Pablo, can you pull over for a
environments
second?
and
I need to talk to you.
institutions. It's
Every
honestly,
so often,
yeah.
there's a little thing that comes up in the middle of your screen that looks like a loading thing.
Yeah.
Or like a buffering thing. But
Yeah.
you're still talking and remarking apart from left hand corner. What's
That is, I don't know. I have no idea.
your mouse still moving when you
Huh. What?
If you got like two systems running or something, like
Yes.
two cameras coming from one and then
Yes. No, the camera in the game and all that stuff's coming from my main. And all that goes
For
through the
Pablo.
Elgato to the secondary. That's where the overlays come from. So you're telling me everything but the overlays is giving you that, right?
I'm guessing so. The overlays and your cameras
And the
seem
camera.
fine, but I think
And the camera's on my main system.
yeah, the camera.
Yeah, it's the game.
It's really weird.
So it's something to do with it's not full screen window. So hold on, let me oh man.
Don't
Let's see if
do
it'll
it.
let me.
Whatever you've done.
Yeah.
Just
All
don't
right.
do it.
I'm gonna set it to. I'm sorry, it's on full screen. I don't have it set to full screen windowed, so I'm gonna set that to that in a minute. Give it a moment. Let me finish this run.
Full screen's fine.
Like some podcast.
Mm. You know what? I'm gonna go around and get that gold or that silver. Sorry, gold is a real money trade currency. Yup. It's not like mm. Well, in other games like WoW, you go from like copper or bronze to silver and then silver to gold. But in this case, gold is its own currency from silver. Silver is the end game, gold is the in game cash money. So you can pay dollars to get the gold and trade for things with the gold that might be available. Yeah. That's what I heard. Yes. Bring him over to me. And give me thine silvers to compensate for my walking with the gout. See this dude, he's just running over my silver. He's just casually passing by. It's just part of his route. Oh yeah, don't forget to stop and grab this guy's silver. Like what the hell, dude? The hell out of here with your ass. Mooch. Terabad. And then at the same time, I'm getting mad, but I'm in like all whatever legendary armor or whatever it's called. So I'm doing crazy damage. There's no reason to not want to get in on my kills and get my stuff. Killing these guys super
Is
fast.
that another player then?
That was. Yeah, they just ran over and took a piece of silver. Ran up all over all the silver just one time. I mean, it's not like he stayed because there's a timer that tells you in 1 minute you'll be able to loot this, that kind of thing. So sometimes they just linger like a dick, and that's when I casually reach over and start walking over everything deliberately. Nothing casual about that. What? No. What?
I wouldn't mind getting to like
No, I've done Minecraft. Rep did it with us. Lawnmower and timer that tells you and Rep and I were playing. Did you play on the RPG server, right? You did on the not you. Uh oh, what's it called? Something craft. Everything's called something
Oh, your
craft, right?
stream's gone offline.
What the hell? Yeah, see, I see that. What the hell's going on with this? It says reconnection successful.
Oh, there you go.
So
Back
actually,
on again.
I lost my connection. What the hell's that about? Huh.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
do.
been a bit glitchy all night.
I do have a Plex server, and I do have a friend in Florida who accesses the Plex server. So that might be it. I didn't think about
Fucking
that.
maxing out your bandwidth.
No, I'm
Good
not
on you.
though. That's just it. It's probably that I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm just thinking of ideas where it could be coming from. Either that or maybe I have a crypto jacker. I'm kidding. I don't.
The whole time.
I know if I've got a crypto
Yeah.
jacker because my graphics card's fan starts spinning.
You can just run a couple of tools and find out. One of them is malware bytes. Malware bytes will usually find them, but it goes through a manual scan where you need to select every single thing, which you'll have no problem with. I'm really warning um, Ghost here to be very clear because you can delete things that you need. It'll let you do that, you know. But it, yeah.
Should totally.
What?
I don't.
So you don't have to pay.
Yeah,
Wait, you're leaving and you need to work?
I mean that
Uh-huh.
you should totally.
Watch your stream and donate because what? Oh, okay, fair enough. That's a good answer. I like
No,
that.
no, but you should donate. You know,
Yeah.
because I don't know.
I see. Go skin my foxes. Have a blast. Skin them foxes, fool.
That's
Skin away.
how.
Uh-uh. You better not. Well,
Those crypto coins are like
lol.
so instead it.
On what? Twitch? YouTube is taking donations in crypto?
No, so Streamlabs.
Oh, I'm familiar. Yeah, I got no use for that shit, but what about it? It has some function for donation in it.
Yeah, wondering if
Yeah. So you're using slobs, huh? Huh. Yeah, I understand.
it's that bad.
When I say I understand, the next thing you say is it's not that bad.
Yeah, it is.
Lol. Mr. Beard is keeping his mouth shut. He's the one that turned me right.
Sorry, go on. What were you saying?
He's using Streamlabs.
Don't be.
Yeah, yeah, it's obnoxious, isn't it?
Bad.
Listen, I know. I get it. I totally get it. I'm talking to Ghost. I totally get it. It's obnoxious, but he's correct. He's right. And he just, we talked about it for a minute. And then, to be honest with you, what really set me straight was NVENC, the encoder, NVIDIA's encoder being put in there. And I realized by now, years later, there's no way Streamlabs doesn't have that because their thing is stealing OBS's shit. Seriously, that's what they do. Should look up a video on that.
Clearly plagiarized.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And if you look up the right videos on it, people have done research to find that there were communications and email where they actually contacted OBS and said, hey, can we use some of your stuff? And they're like, yeah, cool. And they used the whole damn thing. It just pissed them off. They're just like, dude, I didn't say you could copy everything we did bit for bit, but they did. So for a time, NVENC was only available through OBS, and that sold me right there. I don't care what's going on. These guys, they're the ones that are updating their stuff for modern hardware. We're ready to go. So, like I said, it's probably comparable for the things that I do now, but years ago, like maybe 2 years ago, 3 years. When did that NV encoder thing start? About 3 years ago, right? 3 or 4 years ago.
But
The thing is, you've got the oh god, you've got the Streamlabs OBS. That's
Mhm.
a slob.
Yeah,
but you
slobs.
see, no one wants to. No one wants to
You've got
create.
that, and then you've got the. Oh, okay. I won't finish talking then. Just carry on.
Ah!
Bye.
Lol.
Sorry.
Fuck's sake, man.
You just
Right,
don't
no,
think it'd
honestly,
be
I
like
do
it is,
need to
but
go
it
and get
do.
myself a drink.
All right.
I'll be back in a minute. All right.
All right. Anyway, the point of that isn't to dog yet another thing they're doing. The point of that is that the people who are actually making updates, fixing stuff when you're going to get cutting edge stuff and bug fixes from the almost the exact same stuff. I mean, right, almost down to the code, not quite, is going to be OBS. And then Streamlabs will follow along when it's a big deal like NV encoder. It was impossible. That's why I know it's been done. You don't have to tell me, as I know it has, because there's no way Slobs would have survived if they hadn't added that. So, just saying.
My main issue. Okay, you have this, but yet not a single person has thought of like finding everything. So like, you have bank
Yeah.
like saw,
Yeah.
and then why don't you have your games in? So it's everything meshed in, and you can do from talking to all at the same. No one's thought of that. I think that would
No.
be a
I've had an idea for streaming for years, and Rap knows, or Blackbeard knows exactly what I'm talking about with multi. Remember how what we just said, or what you just said, was a good idea, that you sit here and listen to us, stream us, which is what I'm doing, and play the game that I'm playing. That way, I'm entertained, everyone else is entertained. It's all a beautiful ball wax certified. So my idea was that we use a secondary RTMP server that's kept in a place that has high bandwidth, which I might actually set that up here now. I might be able to do that, and that RTMP server would use, like, news studio software to take each one of the streamers and quarter them on the screen if there were four, right, up to four of them, and maybe a blank spot for a fourth one if there were three, and so on and so forth. Minimizing down based on how many there are, and auto place them in one slot or the other in order 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, they would have to go into their own places. So I would have to make 3 or 4 slots for consistent people, and they would have to stay, because on YouTube you can create the clickable annotation. So you could make a transparent area on your video, click here to subscribe, that kind of thing, and or to see the next video or whatever. But that can be the 4 corners 100% of the YouTube video. So that means there are 4 people streaming to their own place, like in my case is D Live, and also simultaneously streaming to this RTMP server. And then this RTMP server streams a combined video of the 4 people all the time in the same places on YouTube, with clickable windows that would go to those streamers' streams, which are saying, just like we're sitting here talking right now, we'd be streaming the same thing, but the game that we're playing. So that means if we're all playing Rust, then they still hear me talking when it's on you. They still hear you
What's your
talking when you're
story?
on Rap, on Blackbeard, right? And I think that's an amazing idea. If you want to revolutionize population increase by natural means, meaning they're actually interested in what you're doing, I think this is a great thing to do. But I've never had the means to do it. If I could do it, I would be doing it. I would do it myself with my 3 different accounts, all playing Rust or something. All fishing. I think it would be funny, just like that guy who's growing weed. Just a bunch of fishing bots all day, every day. And it doesn't matter if they get my name and what I'm doing, because I'm on a server that actually belongs to us. So nobody's gonna say anything or care.
well. That's the thing. Like if I knew how to do it, like why can't
Yeah.
our own
Well, good luck with that.
app where like our own app say everything of this like where you can
Yeah.
streaming software
Yeah.
that you there and because I think that would save like instead of having
Yeah.
to go and up again you have to drag your left
Well, the best way to do it is to use another OS
stupid.
or a trimmed down version of the OS you're using
Yeah, but
to
you shouldn't
minimize.
have to go through that much of progress just to.
You shouldn't have to give a professional stream. I mean, that's the whole reason you say words like professional before
No, I'm
the
saying
latter.
you shouldn't have to go through all those steps.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I did the
Streaming.
research, but this was like 4 or 5 years ago. I did the research on what it would require to do that, and it would be a separate RTMP server that has its own bandwidth, so you're not going to be like limited in your bandwidth because you're streaming to. In my case, anyone's case, we would be streaming to wherever we stream, our main stream that we're sending people to, as well as the RTMP server. So you have to have that bandwidth. And everything else, it's the upload that's usually the problem. If you want to stream at a high, like I can stream, I can stream 4K actually, but I don't get a full frame rate. But
That's what
I can stream at 1080 at 60 frames, and ideally at 10 megabit. So that's what it wants. It asks for that, and it varies somewhere around 10 megabit, somewhere between 8 and 12. And well, Restream and DLive will take that. That's what they ask for when I do a test. Yeah.
Especially for.
I don't have upload restraints toggled in OBS, so it'll just let me do whatever is optimal for my system. And it just so happens that DLive will accept that. Which, when I do not have a bandwidth problem or whatever the hell is going on right now, I think it's this computer. It might actually be the network controller card. But regardless of that, something's going on. And I've been feeling it in different network applications, and I haven't really thought about being my main system. It might as well be. I should probably just swap out the NIC just to be anal. Oh, I have a bunch of brand new ones because I bought one for each computer. Yeah, so I can just swap out with brand new and see how it do. Good idea. I'm glad you thought of that.
Are you telling
Look at this
me
dude. He's just waiting by my gold. What?
Are you telling me good idea when you the one?
Yeah, I was being sarcastic.
I was
Like when you think of something good, I'll say I'm glad I thought of that.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, I'm a dick. Yeah,
So happy.
that's how I do. But yeah.
You just make me feel so happy.
Sometimes I like to tell guys I hope their ovaries fall out. I think that's pretty funny too.
Oh my. Oh, dude, I got yelled at about being offensive the other day.
Well, that'll teach you
About
being offensive.
Yeah, some girl said that because I said, okay, there's a Discord, and she's like, I'm sorry, did you just assume my gender? She was one of those types of people. And
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I said you were a female.
Yeah.
Like, no, I like to say that I am a gamer. No,
A gamer?
Yeah, she's a gamer.
Huh,
She don't
that's
identify
interesting.
as a
Right. Right. Gamers, no, everyone knows there are no women on the internet.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, how old are you? Like, that's offensive for saying how old you are to a woman. Like, I thought you said you weren't a woman. You said you were a gamer.
Yeah.
Like,
If I want
you
to
know what
engage a
I
trap, I
meant.
need to know what age.
Yeah, she's like, you know what I meant. You're not bullying us. And I'm like, what? How is that being
Yeah.
offensive?
I'll
Like,
teach you.
said that you were a female. You sounded like a female. And then you
Were you chain
confirmed.
linked?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, you just confirmed that you're a fucking woman. What the fuck?
I would have gone with privacy. I just like tall ones. You said offensive. I've been talking about fencing types. You know, like chain link fence. And da-da-da-da-da-da. You're welcome.
Go away. Don't go away, Matt. Go away.
I said, was it? Were you chain linking? You were like, hell yeah, and you went on talking. I said, I would have chosen privacy. There you go. Yeah. Most times I don't explain these things. I just let it roll. Just letting you have a glimpse into the world I live in. Everything I say is a reference or a smart ass comment.
Well, that's because we're
kind of a
all a
dick.
bunch of crap. So you can't expect that.
I complain a lot, that's for sure. Just some things don't make sense to me.
Kind of fucked up. I'm
Beating a little kid inside. Tell me about your mother.
Well, I didn't mean it like that.
You're beating the child inside, eh? Interesting.
I'm getting.
How long have you been beating your inner child? That suddenly took a different connotation, didn't it? I am very interested.
Why are you doing a German accent while you're also doing it?
Because fruit, dude.
Child.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That fruit, dude.
There you go.
In the beginning, Sigmund Freud made up psychology and saw that it was good. Yeah, yeah. My favorite, if we're going to do voices, is Lance Reddick. Toys are me. That's a good one.
I had on a one.
Oh. Were you role playing housewife?
No, I was role playing
Role playing house husband?
cartel.
Like an old one. I'm
And, like,
old.
I had this respite
I sell hooch.
in the car.
In the year 2097,
But I had this
Vinny
old
sells hooch.
But I had that old ass respite
In the speakeasy.
in the car. I know.
In the car. Right. Yeah, it's a brar and a car.
And I'm like, need to get rid of this. Get rid of him. Need to go. And then I just had that fucking voice.
Break his kneecaps, boss.
Yes. Do it. Just start turning.
You heard what he said. Come on, buddy.
You just start turning. Do it.
Yeah.
Ow.
Do it.
Unlimited power.
He sounds like a tolerable cracker.
Why did you make it sound like you were calling him a terrible white man?
I mean,
A terrible
Palpatine, you know. You might as well be like, I don't know.
I mean,
Like,
he did look like a screw, so to be honest.
oh, nice. Scrota throat.
What, you've never noticed that when it's like electric that he looks
Well,
like
I mean,
a
I
fucking
noticed the
ball
way he
sack?
looks. I'm not sure I
wrinkly ball
ever, I
He
don't
looks
know
like
if I ever likened it to a scrote.
He does. He
It's
looks
not
like
really my first thought
awesome.
on things.
That's what.
I mean, genitals are not pretty things, no matter how you look at it. So, yeah.
Why do I
Women are more
imagine?
artistically sound because most of their parts tuck away, and the things that don't are, like I said, artistically sound.
Why do I just
You know.
imagine some woman just look at a guy's ball sack?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. We just, but
That's
dudes
a
just have a
that's a
dork. It's just
beautiful
like
ball
doing.
sack.
It's Gonzo basically. Which, by the way, when you try and find out what kind of animal Gonzo is, he's a weirdo. That's it. He's just a weirdo because he
Why
has a dick for a nose.
I just imagine like a woman, especially a woman doctor. She's just like
Mm,
doing one of those tests. You know how
mm.
the
Rap
test where
Gonzo is a Muppet. The stuffed animal Muppets, not the slang Muppet.
it can't be as
So,
worse as me. Uh,
I mean, that's pretty rough. Pretty rough.
his
I
name
definitely
was
smell
Monkey.
a pork
Okay,
product of some kind.
his name was
That's what
Monkey.
it is.
And I told him to get in the car. And it had nothing to do with his
Yeah. Oh no, 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 not whatsoever. Ossifer.
opposite. The opposite. Why you
Yeah.
bleed the African American? No
Oh
reason.
my gosh. Can't we all just get along? That was, by the way, the quote from Rodney King. Can't we all just get along? What a weird series of events. I mean, everything from
Fun.
about 1990 until now. You know, the OJ thing, the Rodney King
I
thing,
really
which started
shouldn't be
things in the way.
joking around about race while I'm live streaming. This is a
No, no, I'm
horrible
not joking about
fucking.
race. I'm talking about the turn of events.
Oh,
I don't think the
I
OJ
was.
thing had anything to do with race, but the Rodney King event occurred, and that was a really big deal. That's what really started getting the police paranoid that somebody might be recording them because they'd be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, sure, you got recorded." But now they did. There was footage of some heinous shit, and it got publicized, and that's wow. So
No, the
you know,
problem I have is that like I have a lot about everything is
yeah,
our my generation now is just they're so like YouTube has
yeah,
become you can't really say fuck on
no, hell no.
it's like have we gotten that bad in society where you literally say to
I
where
mean, things have gotten a lot more lax, to be honest with you, because you really could not
it
say a single
hasn't
curse
it
word before
hasn't gotten
1980.
it hasn't gotten if anything it's
Yes, it
gotten
has. Yeah.
stricter.
Yeah. Look up Carlin and was it the 9 words or
Okay,
whatever it
but
is?
if you look at
That,
2013 or like close to
yeah.
like from then till now, back
Yeah.
then you were able to
Nah.
say
If you
racist.
said bitch on TV, you would lose syndication.
I'm
Bottom
talking about
line.
like
Right, but
able
I'm
to
just telling you the standards. In the 80s, there wasn't a YouTube, and I'm saying it's
yeah,
been,
well yeah.
yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay,
But
okay.
like
But just we're
but
talking about you have nothing to
say
compare with industrially. You have nothing, no other industry to compare with more appropriate as almost a parallel to television, right? And that's the standard. It's the standard. But a few things have been broken. You're right. Like for instance, you would never advertise tobacco or cigarettes for a long time. Although cigarettes were a thing in the 80s for a bit. I remember commercials doing it. But there was just a um oh no, 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 that was magazines. My bad. No, no, never mind. Ignore me. That's a different medium altogether.
but I mean like
Magazines wouldn't do alcohol or
but
cigarettes.
I'm like saying
And
like
only
for
the porn ones
something
would.
that in the US that everybody
Yeah.
says and even the big time like
Yeah.
company leads like YouTube says, "Oh well, yeah, this is a free say whatever they want." For some
Lol.
reason, you can't because on YouTube, if you start talking about politics, Biden or they'll strike your video. tell you
Yes.
to do that. And it's
Well,
like,
this is the reality of
okay,
society,
but
whether you like it or
it's
not,
it's
regardless of the medium, whether or not you're face to face with human beings. The reality is there are certain sounds you cannot make with your face. And that's it. You have to accept that as a human being.
but that's why I'm
And if
saying
you,
it. Us
yeah.
as everyone is soft. We're fucking soft.
So, well,
Where
I
did
mean,
we get
I
from?
guess I'm not going to join in that because I have my own opinions of that, and I don't think it's cool to spread that sort of thing. But I mean, of course, as an older person, I'm going to have opinions about younger
Well,
generations,
no, what
and
I mean,
I have
where did
four
we
children to
get?
judge that by. What's up?
Saying where did we get from 2013 to where we were able to say little racist jokes, even though we say like, oh, we're kidding him
Mhm.
of that,
Oh, okay. Well,
or
yeah, that
saying
shows a
fuck
laxity
you,
right there.
or like saying fuck you or fuck inside a
Sure.
video, to now barely say that because you're instantly
Again,
get.
I don't really the case. Before there was internet, before there was YouTube, our standard of media communication, I realize it's regulated and all that crap, but I'm just saying the standard, the societal standard was to just not say certain words, just not do them. They're offensive to general people, just don't do it. There were others that we were very offensive about, especially just after World War II.
Yeah, but if you're
And
joking
Disney
about
is a
it,
prime
I
example of
don't
that
see
crap.
the harm. You're joking about it, and you're in the one
It doesn't
person
matter what your
that
friends
is
think.
color.
Is the word offensive to a human being, regardless of how ignorant they might be? If the answer is yes, it need not be said. And
Oh
I've
yeah,
learned
if
that
it's a,
lesson since
if
I've been
I'm
streaming. I used
saying
to
if the
say
word
everything
is
was
like,
gay, and it took somebody pointing it out a few times that I realized that I was constantly saying all the damn time. And that might be offensive to a person or two. There and it wasn't to me. So, but it might be. And I should probably curtail that shit. I
well,
also
like
had a user.
the word, uh, in YouTube,
Hmm. Yeah.
but I want to say this as a educational person. The word fag. Everybody says, "Oh, that's offensive." That, but it
Yeah.
originally meant a fucking cigarette. You're smoking a fag.
Well, it still
It's
does in
not.
the right place, but people understand the connotation no matter where you are, and I'm sure no one really appreciates it when it's used in the proper context. You know,
I
the
mean,
thing is, you either care or
call
you
someone
don't.
that.
If you
Couldn't take
are
that.
in a position where you're streaming, it's very important that you care and learn from PewDiePie. That's all I'm saying. That dude had a shit ton more followers before that went down. And here's the reality. Whether or not you argue, whether or not you say it slipped your tongue, whether or not you were drunk, the reality is it would not have left your mouth if it weren't in your vocabulary.
But you see,
That's it. There's no excuse.
there's that problem though. Is everybody is not allowed to do. Everybody's not allowed to cut like the end call people a
None of
fag
those are
or
the
something.
problem, man. The
But
problem is that more people become offended to more sounds all the time that we
I'm
make with
saying
our
if you're
face.
popular like PewDiePie or anybody else on
Mhm.
the or recording,
Then
say
you
that,
don't offend
then
or you fail.
they don't get punished, but you do. That's the thing that I get. That I have. The smaller streamers or smaller uh people that are recording instantly
Yeah.
will get demonetized. Say something immediately erase. They
Yeah.
get punished. But when a big time YouTuber says a racist that or says a cuss
In
word, they don't get punished.
100% of the cases that you're referencing, here's what has happened. They have gone and made some stupid apology video, and that was enough for them to work their way back up the ranks without being
But
absolutely
not all the
banned
time.
by the because they're bringing in money to the streaming platform. So as long no, you're right, not all the time. And in many cases they do get banned. Sometimes it just depends. But typically, you're right, the priority is going to be on the people that are making the money until they realize that there's a lens on what they're doing, and then they will do the absolute right thing.
Well, like that one
which is usually
streamer
not
who
the right thing.
was, what was it? She was on Twitch, I think. She was
Uh,
performing sexual acts
yeah,
and
yeah, I
got
know about
banned
that,
for
and didn't
like
get
a
yep,
week. A week.
nope,
This one
yep,
guy
got banned
got
for a
banned
week.
for a fucking month.
I think I watched the same
And
video. No, the guy I was watching had actually gotten perma banned,
yeah,
or he was using them in context. But yeah, same thing. You're right.
but
It's
it's
unfair,
like,
and it's most likely who's bringing in more money because you don't want to fire the people that are. You know, WoW did that. They would only do bots in waves after they did major expansions for a while because they had the income to lose all those people with botting accounts, and it wouldn't screw with their stock. Because if they killed all the botting accounts, they would suddenly have a dip in their income. Because if there's a million plus and they're paying $10 a month, 15 a month, well, shit, that's a big loss, right? And there were a lot of bots,
oh,
so
what the
they're
fuck?
going to have a little bit of favoritism until they know there's it's